Hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Make sure you guys hit that membership button if you want to be a member with exclusive benefits. And I hope you guys are doing great on this Saturday afternoon. I do have an immediate update that just came in literally 20 seconds ago. And that update is that, remember last night we were talking about the phones, like we knew they didn't have Gabby's phone, but we weren't sure if they got his phone. The police have confirmed, despite other reports, Northport Police confirmed to correspondent Brian Enton that they do not have either Gabby's phone or Brian's phone. So they absolutely do not have anybody's phones. That has been confirmed by Brian Enton of News Nation Now, which is based in Miami. He said literally 1 minute ago, it was 20 seconds when I first read it, but literally 1 minute ago that Northport Police tell me they do not have Brian or Gabby's cell phones. So Brian must still have a cell phone, which isn't such a bad thing. So I'm kind of thinking that's why they think he's in the woods behind the house, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So, hey, Yarn. Hey, Chasing. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. And let me say hi to everyone. What's up, Angel's Beauty? Goldilocks Mom, Lori Davis, Denise, Without Borders. Everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Michelle. So, yeah, that happened literally less than, well, now it's a minute. But a minute ago, that they do not have their phones. They're looking in a wooded area outside of Northport. I'm going to show you guys the area.
Vehicles.
Hold on. So this is where they're looking currently. Hold on. Okay. All right.
Okay, sorry about the live stream. There's just not enough service out here, but we're in this huge wildlife area outside Northport where they're searching for Brian Laundrie right now. The parents told the FBI, according to police, that they believe he may be here. There's a number of different agencies, 8 to 10 different agencies. You can see like Florida Fish and Wildlife has their swamp buggy vehicles out here. There's boats, there's all sorts of four-wheelers and everything you can imagine. Bloodhounds. Just gonna walk down here and show you guys. A lot of canals. It's been raining a lot the last couple of days, so it's wet, it's swampy, it's not an ideal area to be searching. Interesting updates today. So Northport Police told us that yesterday the reason Brian Laundrie's parents called them was because they wanted help with the whereabouts of Brian, and that is all they would talk to the police about when they were in the house yesterday. The focus was only on Brian's whereabouts, not Gabby, and that they had their attorney on speakerphone the entire time, which was interesting. Also, they told us that the evidence bags that we saw them bringing out yesterday when we were live, that those were Brian's clothing. It was Brian's clothing inside the bags. And the reason that they took the clothing was for the bloodhounds to assist with this search out here. So you can see, I mean, you've got Sarasota Police. Definitely a massive search. They said they're doing like a grid search because it's such a big area, hundreds and hundreds of acres. So again, sorry I couldn't go live with the service, but I'll update you guys in a little bit, and of course I'll be on News Nation tonight starting at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. So that's it for now.
Okay, that was from, I believe, 3 hours ago, but I'm glad that this station is reporting it the way they are. You know, big, huge shout out to WFLA, Twitter, and all the updates from WFLA. They're live 24/7 just about this case. I mean, that's unbelievable. I can't even think of a case that like a local news station was live 24/7 round the clock just trying to get updates. I think it's awesome. Thank you, Jan. I pulled that right from my video. I was like, I need a picture, and I couldn't get a good one doing it, so I just took one from my camera. All right, there is more though. The wonderful idiot cop from last night actually did an update. Let me pull that up.
Right, so...
Hold on. Okay, this is about 11 minutes, so just bear with me. Alright, before I even play it, let's discuss this for a second. So last night we all saw what went on. Last night we saw exactly what was... Yeah, but this cop I don't particularly like. I thought this guy was an idiot last night. I like cops, I just don't particularly like this one. So anyway... So now we find out that the parents only spoke about Brian's whereabouts and had a lawyer on the phone the whole time. What? I understand protecting your son. I totally get it. But don't be surprised when you get shanked walking out of your house because you don't care about this missing fiance. And you're not pushing to find out where she is. Because you're only worried about your son, and I get how you're worried about your son, but imagine how Gabby's parents feel. Like, can you imagine Gabby's parents? Hey, say, Robbie, I couldn't even comprehend. Like, Gabby's parents are probably, not probably, we know are like 10,000 times worse than we are right now with, well, where the fuck is Gabby? And I'm dumbfounded that they wonder why people are after them or why people feel the way they feel. Well, gee, I wonder. No, Keith, I'm not saying that, it's going to happen. I'm saying don't be surprised that people are camped out in front of your house when you only care about your son. Okay, your son's missing 3 days. Well, guess what? Gabby's parents are missing like almost a month. Imagine how they feel. Yours is just missing 3 days and, we can assume he's alive. Imagine how Gabby's parents feel. Like, as a parent, even if I was protecting my son, I could not comprehend doing that to another family. I just couldn't. I really just couldn't. Thank you, Marie. There's just no way. Imagine being her parent watching this. 3 days he's missing. 3 fucking days, but she's missing, and they know a general idea of where to look for him, but her, nothing. And as far as the suicide claim, very possible. I do think there's a strong probability that he's going to commit suicide. Let's hope he doesn't, because if he does, we'll never find Gabby. But when the pressure's on, I wouldn't doubt it. And I really wonder... I truly wonder if his parents would ever tell. Would they allow the guilt to get to them of not telling? Or do you think that they would tell? That's where legality comes into play. Because if they did tell and he's dead, they could be held accountable. Thank you, AJ. So here's an 11-minute update from the... police spokesman, which I believe is the guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Josh from last night. This is my first time live with you. Woohoo! Welcome, Michelle. And Brian, I'm sorry, not Brian. So Josh gives an 11-minute speech, 11-minute update, not say speech, but 11-minute update. And let's go ahead and listen. Bear with me.
We've got about 50 law enforcement personnel back here in the park. This is kind of an opening to more than 25,000 acres that are over here into the Carlton Reserve. So obviously it's a vast area. Seems like that's nothing new in this case, but that's what's going on here. We got 5 different local agencies, including the FBI, helping us with it.
What is the hope that Brian is actually out here still, especially since the parents haven't seen him allegedly since Tuesday?
We're hopeful. We're hopeful that he's, out here. Certainly we prepare for all different possibilities, but our goal is to locate him and bring him back to Northport.
What makes you think it's this area that he might be in?
His family says that this is a place that he frequents. They also believe that this is where he came. And again, this is according to them.
And does he like to hike in this area? Like, what does he do here?
That's my understanding. That's what they've believed. They believe that he came out here on Tuesday.
And what exactly did they tell you about what happened on Tuesday? Was it in the evening? Like, he walked out? Did he say anything to his parents?
He had his backpack. He said that this is where he was coming.
And did he say why?
Not that I'm.
Why did they wait until
not that I know.
Why did they wait until yesterday to tell you that this?
That's a great question. We've obviously been trying to reach the family and them to get answers in this case since Saturday. The first time that we've had any in-depth full conversation with them was yesterday. Their attorney called and said the family is concerned about Brian's whereabouts. They would like to file a missing persons report.
Has the federal agency aided in any way with regards to cell phone tracking?
Of course.
Does that bring you here along with what the parents say?
I do not believe that's what brought us here. I believe that we're acting. Some of that stuff takes time to get all of that. We've been working on that for basically where they've been for the last 3 weeks. So certainly over the last 12 hours, I don't know that we've been able to triangulate that, if you will. But we are certainly, at this point, we're going by their word. We're going by the family's word of where they think that he's at. We believe that his vehicle may have been here too.
And when the family said...
All right, let me ask you guys a question. Who thinks that this is a diversion tactic from the parents? And again, not trying to get into conspiracy here, but who thinks that this could possibly be a diversion tactic to give him more time to get somewhere while every single cop is looking in this area? As a parent, would you go that far or not? Think about that before you answer. Again, let me put it out there again. Every cop in the area is in this area, is now looking for him in these woods. As a parent who's covering for their son, do you think it's possible? Not that he definitely did it, not that the parents definitely did it, but do you think it's possible, because this is where my mind goes, that since every cop is here, that gives him more room to take off somewhere? That gives him more leeway. All right, let's move you from point A to point B, because now every cop is in these woods. So wherever you really are, now you have more of a chance to run. I don't know how old the parents are, Quinny. The kid's 22, so they're anywhere between 35, I'd say anywhere between 38 and up. So I don't know. That's how my mind thinks. And I know a lot of people don't have a mind like I do. So that's why I put this stuff out there, because I do. Oh, Goldie, thank you, by the way. Before I forget, let me thank everybody for the PayPals last night. And the super chat, but I never got a chance to thank everyone for the PayPals personally, so thank you guys. But that's how my mind thinks. Like, if the parents are, covering for him to begin with, then there's a very good chance this is another diversion tactic. And I can't believe they had the lawyer on the phone the entire time. That's pretty sick. Then, JS, you got a mind like mine. All right, let's go back to it.
Yesterday, since Tuesday, did they say that he was here yesterday, or is this something they just told you guys today?
They said the last time they saw him is when he came here.
You mentioned his vehicle. What about the vehicle? Was the vehicle found on site?
It was not.
It was not. Where was the vehicle found?
It was at the Laundrie's home.
At their home?
Yes.
Well, you said that they thought that he was in his vehicle.
Right.
So, I mean, if it was at their house, why would they think that?
I mean, look, we're going by their word. We believe that that vehicle did make its way from here back to that house.
Do we think his skills could maybe be more of a challenge since he's used to being outdoors and it's so rugged out here? Could he be deeply affected?
Yeah, I mean, these are people that were living off the grid in different areas. You know, I don't know how frequently if he would come out here and do, you know, day-long hikes or whatever. I mean, you could be out here for months if you wanted.
You've got the vehicle tracked here and then you found it back home. Is there any indication that there might be somebody aiding him in his attempts to evade?
Well, any indication?
Any indication that maybe there'd be somebody else that brought
I mean,
the
I
car
think,
back?
you know, we have to go by what they're telling us at this point. Certainly, we are looking at, you know, to corroborate all of the information we've received.
And what day did the vehicle leave the house, and what day did...
All right, my question is, why is this guy so monotone? I get maybe he's tired, but there's no oomph here. There's no passion. You're a police chief. Have some passion. Have something. Am I wrong?
I believe it was Tuesday. I actually, as far as it coming here, I do not know the date that it was returned.
And what type of vehicle was it?
I believe, you know, we're getting into some things that I think I certainly have not had a conversation about what I can say and what I can't. But we know the answer to that.
With the search effort, this is thousands of acres and heavily wooded. What obstacles are you guys facing out here?
Well, you just named it, right? I mean, it's wooded, it's been wet, it's hot, but, you know, I mean, we have drones up, we have four-wheelers, you know, and we've got 50 people who are used to dealing with these types of elements. I mean, most of these folks are from Florida and know what it's like.
And this sounds like something could have probably solved a lot quicker if people would just talk to you. It seems like they're going in
you got the good questions today.
It's a family, I guess.
Yeah.
Or if he's even watching this, what would you say? I mean, it's like
Sure.
a bunch of questions.
Well, I mean, this is where we're at. I mean, that's the bottom line. You know, our job is, you know, Brian is a resident of this community. Brian was not a suspect in a crime. Brian was a person of interest and a missing person. You know, we're not following him everywhere he's going. You know, there's been some of that, you know, that conversation floating out there, and that's just not how it works.
Could you tell us how it works, for those that don't know?
No, I can't tell you exactly how it always works, but you know, what I know is that, you know, were we trying to keep an eye out kind of where he's at so that when needed we could, you know, potentially reach him? Yes. But, you know, our focus was putting resources on trying to find Gabby. We knew that look, Brian wasn't willing to talk. That was abundantly clear. We were attempting, so we were putting our resources on trying to find Gabby. We knew we would deal with Brian eventually, but this is certainly a twist.
Is there any concern, especially since the parents withheld this information, that this could be just another decoy, maybe a way to throw you off for a little bit while he moves on?
Well, I'll leave that speculation to you guys.
Boom, she just said it. A news reporter just asked the exact same question. Awesome. Because that's my thought. That you just never know. Maybe it is a diversion tactic.
You know, don't forget, I mean, you know, I don't know. I've never had a missing child in my life, but I think you get to, you know, a point of concern, whether that be a day, 2 days, 3 days. I think that depends on the individual and the circumstances. Remember, I mean, you know, Gabby's parents, it was a significant amount of time before they became concerned. You know, I can't fully answer it.
And did the parents say anything about Gabby last night, or did they only want to talk about Brian?
Their attorney was on the phone with us and, you know, was giving them counsel as we spoke, and all of the conversation was only about the whereabouts of Brian.
Is there any chance Gabby's with him?
No, I have no information that is...
So you mentioned
even
earlier
likely.
today there was canines out there. They had some articles of clothing. Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
that?
so we've received a couple questions overnight about, you know, there was some things taken out of the home yesterday during the, you know, this missing person investigation, and those were articles of clothing for our canines to be able to get a scent.
And for those that keep asking, you know, he was a person of interest, you wanted to talk to him, but he wouldn't communicate at all. He didn't want to talk to you guys at all. For those thinking, why not just arrest him or bring him in and force him to talk to you? Sir, what's that?
We don't have a crime. You know, we're looking for somebody. You know, I mean, that's it. I mean, we can't go just pulling people in. He certainly has the Fifth Amendment not to speak. And you know, we're respectful of that. We get it. We're frustrated.
Now, let me say this, though. I don't know if this police department has a brain or not, but with all the manpower right here, all they need, in my opinion, is one little thing to go after the parents. They need one little thing to say you wasted all this manpower and bring them in for questioning and put the pressure on them. I don't know. Maybe because I watch too much TV. Maybe because I watch too many crime shows. But in my opinion, honestly, on everything I know about it, if they put the pressure on the parents, I think the parents would crack. The lawyer is not... I mean, I don't think the family is... I think the lawyer is his attorney, not the family attorney. So, at least at this point, like... I don't know. I just feel like in the back of my mind, like, they could put pressure on the parents and be like, yo, we need, you know, you lied to us, you know where your son is, blah, 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 and just put pressure on him. But they're not doing that. I don't know Florida law, though. Maybe it's a Florida thing.
Just a couple more, please. I'm sure I've been here all day. That's a technical question. I think that's accurate. When you go to the door and you say we'd like to, are you willing to speak with us about what's going on? And they say, here's the name and number for our attorney. I mean, I don't know if they actually said that, physical words of that. But
can you tell us the name of it?
That's been widely publicized. I don't have
any
that.
chance that the family thinks he's suicidal?
I don't know that I'm comfortable saying that. I think we can, you know, anything's possible.
Can you speak to some of the tactics? I know there's canine units and different things that are going on. Just what you guys are using to search this area?
So we've got, you know, 5-6 different agencies that are out there. We've got 50 plus folks. We've had drones in the air. We've got bloodhounds, canines, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, certainly out.
Okay, sorry to keep interrupting, but I kind of have to make it fair use. That's why I keep stopping it. But here's my other thought. If they can't force somebody to talk, and they are not, and he didn't commit a crime, then explain to me why you're spending thousands of hours of manpower searching these woods. A lot of people go missing. You don't spend this kind of time or energy looking for somebody that is just missing. Or, you know, someone calls and said, my 24-year-old never came home for a couple of days. So if they can't bring him in for a crime legally, and they can't do anything legally, then why are you using all of these resources for someone that doesn't even have to talk to you? That's why I kind of think there's something where they're not saying, that they're not telling us, because it just doesn't make sense.
It's very wet.
Who's leading the search?
We are working in conjunction with the FBI to lead this investigation.
We saw airboats being used earlier. Is that part of the investigation as well?
Actually, I have not heard the word airboat. It's possible. This canal that runs, is that where you saw them right here in this canal? Yeah. So what they did is they started the search kind of in the park area. Certainly most of you are not familiar with this park. It's about 200 acres, and then there's a bridge which crosses over into the Carlton, which is about 25,000 acres. So the initial focus was on the 200 acres here, and then spreading out there.
Do you have an estimate of how long it would take to search the entire 2,500?
I do not, but you can imagine a long time.
What do you need for this to become a criminal investigation?
I think we would need official confirmation of a crime.
And would you classify this as a grid search?
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Folks outside of Florida, can you describe the conditions that your teams are in right now and will be in for the next?
It's muddy, it's wet. There are a few unpaved dirt roads that are out there basically running along power lines. You know, it's a place that people hike. There are mountain biking trails out there. The Myakkahatchee Creek runs from Myakka City, runs down basically into the city. It's also diverted along these man-made canals that are over here.
It's believed that he entered from here?
Correct.
Does Brian own a gun?
I cannot speak to that.
Is there any reason that people that live nearby or people that may be in the park should be concerned? Or what advice do you have for them?
Well, I mean, there's 50 law enforcement officers out here, so it's probably the safest place in Northport. I don't have any information that, you know, other people's lives are in danger.
Is the park closed to the public?
It is.
At the moment, do you believe Brian might be in danger?
Sure. I think that's fair to say. I mean, you have somebody, there's an enormous amount of pressure, I'm sure, on him to provide answers in what's going on here.
What was his emotional state when he left his parents' house?
I don't know. I don't.
All right. And no, I'm actually watching all of it. I was writing you back, Anastasia. I'm actually watching all of this for the first time today with you guys. I haven't watched any of it. White Lotus had sent me that clip that we just watched, and I was like, you know what? I don't know how many people have seen this. Let me just go live with it. I'm literally watching everything for the first time with you guys. Does Laundrie family have LE in the family? That I don't know. This guy has murdered her. Now, that's the other thing I don't understand. When he just said that it's, you know, they need proof of a crime, I don't think it's their jurisdiction because the crime didn't happen there, allegedly. But to think that they need proof of a crime in order to question him, that doesn't make sense either, because people get questioned all the time. I could be subpoenaed and questioned. Hey, Angel. I could be subpoenaed and questioned. So that, to me, just doesn't make sense that, you know what I mean? I don't see why they can't question him. All right, let's see if there's any updates.
Sorry about the live stream. There's just not enough service out here, but...
All right, let's see. Brian Enton. No, last thing he reported was that they don't have Brian and Gabby's cell phones. WFLA posted from yesterday. This is from, looks like just now. All right, hold on.
Over the well-being of a 22-year-old woman who went on a road trip with her boyfriend and hasn't been seen since.
Gabby Petito's family reported her missing Saturday. She's from Long Island, New York. She and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, left for a cross-country trip on July 2nd, documenting their journey on social media. But her family hasn't heard from her now since August, when she was believed to be near the town Grand Tetons in Wyoming.
I wasn't getting responses. I believed she was in a place with no service. It was like day 8 and 9 that I really became concerned and figured she couldn't be off the grid for that long.
Police say they cannot comment on where the boyfriend might be. Police say Brian Laundrie's family has not spoken to them and have only given officers their lawyer's phone number. The lawyer released a statement saying this is a difficult time for both families and they hope the search for Gabby is successful.
Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Nothing new. This was earlier. This was before the police chief spoke.
About 2 o'clock. This morning, actually, I take that back. Myself and the photographer I'm with have been here, but we've had 24/7 reporter coverage from WFLA for the last couple of days on this event, and just within the last hour or so, we had a new development. Right now, we're at Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, where there is an extremely large police presence. You can see just over my shoulder here, there's a civilian volunteer service aide, but then if you come over here to the other side, you're going to see a lot of our fellow media folks out here, but over here in the parking lot is what I want to show you. Just the vast amount of resources that are out here. There's police, sheriffs, FWC, you name it, a large law enforcement presence right now. Now, this is because police say they have reason to believe that Brian Laundrie may be here. They think that he may have been hiking here. The Northport Police Department, FBI, and other agency partners are actively searching the vast Carlton Reserve. Now, to put that into perspective, this area is more than 25,000 acres. So that kind of goes to explain why there is such a presence here. There's so much ground to cover. But this area near the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park is where most law enforcement is. Within the last hour, we've seen multiple ATVs coming through here with people that are in search gear, ready to head into the woods here, but also canine units that they said they have dogs, and that's why they're asking us to stay out of the forest area. They don't want the dogs to throw off the scent or anything of that nature. Now, like I told you, we've been out here in Northport since about 2 o'clock this morning when we relieved our fellow reporters and fellow WFLA photographer. And this morning we were outside the Laundrie home. Now, that's because last night there was multiple people there calling for justice. Now, I want to show you again this area here. We can maybe do a little walk over here and we can show you some of the ATVs and FWC and the different things that are here while I tell you about what we did this morning. Again, take a look while I give you some more information here. So, dozens of people gathered outside the Laundrie family home in Northport just last night demanding multiple answers. Northport police say Brian's family attorney contacted them Friday night wanting to speak to them for the first time. They say the family is concerned because he hasn't been seen since Tuesday. They say he was last seen wearing a hiking bag with a waist strap. But those who were here aren't worried, those who were at the house last night, they weren't so worried about him as much as they were Gabby. One protester that we spoke with says even though she didn't know Gabby personally, she has 2 sons, and she can't imagine what Gabby's mother and father and family is going through right now. Again, right now, we are out here at Myakkahatchee Environmental Park, where there is a large police presence looking for Brian Laundrie. Now, it's important to note that while Brian is a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance, police say that he is not being wanted for a crime at this time. Right now, they are just searching for him actively as a missing person, as another missing person, as they are actively searching for Gabby as well. We did ask Northport Police last night, we asked the PIO, if you do find him, what's going to happen? What are the next steps? And he said that basically they'll return him back to his parents' home because they're the ones that reported him missing. So they'll send him back to the parents' home, but they can't, when it comes to a civilian, the police can't actively stalk a civilian that hasn't done anything criminal, that hasn't done anything wrong. So this is purely at this point a missing persons investigation, and we're looking to find Brian Laundrie. Now, again, we are on scene of Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, where there is an extremely large police presence. Police say they have reason to believe that Brian Laundrie may be hiking here or may be in this area. The Northport Police Department, FBI, and other agency partners actively searching this vast area of the Carlton Reserve. His family, Brian's family, told police that they believe that he entered this area earlier this week, possibly. They said this is one of his favorite spots to come visit. Now, the Carlton Reserve is more than 25,000 acres. So again, multiple agencies that will be searching through this brush. I mean, you can see just the area here. with the bushes and the trees and the grass, and this area 25,000.
Get on the ground.
So they will be searching out here. They just got out here within the last hour or two.
Get on the ground.
That's when our crews arrived, and you can stay with WFLA on air and online on social media. We will continue bringing you the latest on this case. Reporting live in Northport, Christine McClure, 8 on your side.
Put your hands behind your back. No! Put your hands behind your back.
It's two different recordings.
Put your hands behind your back. Come in. Hey, passenger, stay in the car. Don't move. Do not move. You understand me? Go ahead and get out of the car, sir. Get on the ground. Now. On the ground now.
If I can find it.
Yeah, on the ground. On front your back. And I got perfect against the other guy. You have everything? Over there.
I can't find it.
Hey, be quiet. Keep your mouth shut. Look that way. I got you. I got him.
I'm gonna find it.
All right, boss. I'm gonna roll you over to this side right here. All right. Bend this leg. Got it? All right. Bend this leg. Yep. I'm gonna stand you up. You're gonna use this leg. Push off to the ground. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Not that. I literally can't find it.
You're in this area right now. Yes, sir. You're not under arrest. Sit down. Yeah, you just hold it. Okay, I got you. Right. Yeah, right. I feel like I got to be safe and 60% only guys that stay with them for a minute.
I have no idea where this is coming from. Aha. Found it. I don't know where the fuck that was coming from. That was whacked. So I apologize for that. I don't even know what it was. It was a totally different story. But I just had no idea where it was coming from. Well, that's a good way to close out all my windows. Alright, one thing I do want to show you guys, though. Now, I know her family saw him after, is an old episode of Cops. I don't know what the fuck it was. No, they didn't get Brian. That was my fault. If you look at his Instagram, he must be an artist. But if you look at his Instagram, there's a lot with Gabby. You know, normal pictures, just a lot with Gabby. When you go to the last couple of pictures, his last picture with Gabby was July 16th. On July 17th, by himself. All of these, he's alone. July 23rd, alone. July 24th, alone. July 29th, alone. August 13th, alone. Now remember, August 13th was the day after the incident. And here he is alone. And he doesn't even tag her, which I thought was kind of weird. This is his Instagram. His last post was on August 13th, which again, the day after they had the incident with the police. But again, doesn't tag Gabby. Now, we know Gabby was alive at this point. We absolutely know, yeah, August 12th. This one was August 13th. But we know she's alive at this point, but think about, like, where their heads are at. They're in Moab, Utah on August 13th. he stops tagging her, but yet he's on a road trip with her. Something in me kind of thinks that maybe, just maybe, this is where maybe he started plotting. This is maybe where he started planning. No, it was originally July, but the last couple of August. So, yeah, but I'm saying up until, like here, his tags are van life and tags her. Well, I guess in July he didn't either. See, there he tagged her. There he tags her. There he tags her. There he did not. I guess he didn't tag her in his art stuff. I don't know. It's something about it just seemed odd to me. But the last post that he made was on the day after they had the police incident, August 13th. And he writes some long, weird post about chimpanzees and humans being primates. But what happened after August 13th that he stopped posting on social media? He was pretty consistent, even with his artwork, his photos. I just feel like something happened between the 13th and the 25th. Not that that's when he hurt her, but something changed with them. I don't know. I just feel like all the pictures changed, and then he stopped completely posting. He'd not updated social media at all since Moab, Utah on the 13th. I just found it a little strange. She displays all the signs of being a victim of narc abuse. It was super hard for me to watch the body cam video. I didn't get that impression, Anastasia. I don't know why, I just didn't. I don't know enough about them to say that. I know it's very easy to think like that or very easy to blame him. But we just, in my opinion, we just don't have enough evidence to say who either one of them are. I mean, I get Chris Watts vibes off of him, but I have to base my opinions on who he is now. And we don't just have enough information. But let me say this. One thing I bring up that I was thinking about earlier. So someone brought up that Duty Ron is a cop and that, hey, Cuttlefish, that Duty Ron is a cop and he had stated that, you know, there's nothing they can do but bring him home. We know that. We had discussed this yesterday. The news channels had reported that as well. But here's what cops can do. And I am very, very surprised that the cops have not, nobody or the press hasn't asked this. Maybe they will, or maybe they haven't. I just haven't seen it. But the Reid technique is used very heavily in police tactics, police questioning. What is the Reid technique? The Reid technique is basically, it's a hardcore, I mean, this is not the legal definition. This is a layman's version. But Reid technique is a very mind-fucking way that police can interview suspects. They can lie. They are allowed to lie. They're allowed to tell police, they're allowed to tell suspects things that aren't true. This is a federal thing that's allowed in every police station, right or wrong. It's allowed in every police station in the United States. So please tell me why Savannah, in all fairness, it does work 90% of the time. It's the 10% that get it wrong, but they do get it right most of the time. So my point is that if the Reid technique is allowed to be used, and this isn't, for lack of a better way to say this, Brian is not a black man that they can twist around and say that, you know, they did this because he's black. This is a white middle-class kid or a white middle-class young man. Please tell me why the police cannot bring him in for questioning using the Reid technique, saying that they found the body. They found the body. They found the body of Gabby at the bottom of the hill. Why can't they do this? They're making it out like they're afraid that he's gonna push back, or that he's afraid of he's afraid. We know he knows where Gabby is. So to bring him in for questioning, there's no reason why they can't. Just say they found the body. They do it every day. Every day they do this. They lie to suspects just to question them. So why can't they just say, hey, we found Gabby's body at the bottom of a hill. Now what? It's unconstitutional, yes, but they still do it every day. That's the sad part. Okay, no body, no crime, Anita. I'm going to go with that. Hey, D, I'm going to go with that. No body, no crime. All right? So, there's a hit and run. There's no evidence that there was a hit and run. There's no evidence that you ran over this person, except your car. And your car, you got rid of. You put your car in a junkyard. They never found the car. Are they not allowed to question you? There's no crime. There's no crime yet. So can they not question you? Now, what I would do, I don't know if it's too soon though, and I'm sure Gabby's parents have thought of this, or their lawyer had recommended it or something. I wonder, like in the case of OJ, if Gabby's parents can sue his family for everything and get them to talk that way. That's another option, in my opinion, that they might have. No, that's Buka. That they might have is go ahead and sue them for $10 million and see if they talk then. They cannot question him without his attorney. His attorney has said he won't speak. They can't. But they have to be able to question him. They bring in people for questioning all the time. The life is he was the last person to see Gabby. He was on a road trip. Like the example I give, Jack and Jill go up a hill. Jack comes down. Jill never does. Are you not allowed to question Jack to find out where the fuck Jill was when you guys were on the road trip together? You're right. They can't force him to answer, but police do it all the time. He has legally done nothing. Either did Morphew. Morphew didn't do anything wrong at first. They do it every day, even if they pay. Exactly. Even they do it every day. Jack's lawyers. Yeah, but his lawyer is not even. I mean, his lawyer must be dual licensed, but I don't know. Wisconsin should get him Fluffy to Fabulous. I like that. I'm going to remember that name, Fluffy to Fabulous. I love that. I know it's not a crime yet, but he was the last person to see her alive. Police always question last person to see her alive. Always. Not when they don't agree. I can never be a lawyer knowing someone. Yeah, a lot of lawyers don't know, though. They don't want you to say it. A lot of lawyers will say, I don't want to know. Don't tell me. They're building a case. But again, they're putting all of this manpower into looking for her. All of this manpower. And yet, they can't question them? Well, then why are you spending all this time on all this money on manpower if you can't question them? So there was a crime. But there is a crime. She's missing. Fluffer's good. There is a crime. He's missing. Even if he wants to get on a plane and go to Europe, he can. Yes, that I know. Because he's subject of interest. Missing is not a crime. No, but he was the last person to see her. The fact that he is not speaking, to me, is a crime. She's an adult. Missing isn't a crime. But it is when you're the last person to see her. Hold on. Let me look something up real quick. Now, here's my other thought, which I don't know if if anyone has said this or reported this. I wonder if Wyoming can question him. Now, his local police have nothing to do with it because it's not their jurisdiction. But I was thinking, what if the Wyoming police question him? Do they have more rights because it's in their jurisdiction? That's an answer I've not been able to get yet, but it's definitely one to think about. Can he be extradited back to Wyoming and have Wyoming take a look at the... and could Wyoming question him, since that was the last place... FBI can. That was the last place that she was. I agree that his local police can't do shit. They don't believe any crime happened in Northport. Constitution still protects him. That's what I was going to look up. Hold on. You have the right to remain silent. For example, you do not have to answer any questions about where you are going, where you are traveling from, what you are doing, and where you live. If you wish to exercise your right to remain silent, say so out loud. In some states, you may be required to provide your name. You do not have to consent to a search of your belongings, but police may pat you down your clothing if you're a suspect of a weapon. Note that refusing consent may not stop the officer from carrying out the search against your will. Aha! Refusing consent may not stop an officer from carrying out the search against your will, but making a timely objection before or during the search can help preserve your rights. If you are arrested, you do not have to answer questions about where you were born. This is all like if you get pulled over, by the way. Can the police question you? Do I have to answer questions asked by law enforcement officers? No. You have the constitutional right to remain silent. In general, you do not have to talk to law enforcement officers or anyone else, even if you do not feel free to walk away from the officer you are arrested or in jail. There's got to be a fucking loophole. There has to be. I just keep thinking there has to be a loophole in this. I mean, just Jack and Jill went up a hill. Jack came down. Jill didn't. Well, where's Jill? The only person that knows is Jack. But Jack can't be questioned due to a constitutional right? There's got to be a loophole. There just has to be. Like, if they were at a bar and a lot of people saw them and, you know, he left with her and she was the last person to see him alive, at that point, I get that, you know, he has an alibi somewhere else or something like that. That I can totally understand. I totally get that aspect of it. But they're on a fucking road trip together, you know, across the country. She didn't just disappear and he doesn't know. How did he drive all the way back home? Like, this is the loophole I'm talking about. There's got to be something in this that everybody is missing that the police can question. The FBI should be able to question him regardless. It's across state lines. It's multiple states. That is FBI territory. The FBI should be able to question him. Cops strive to find evidence enough to arrest beyond a reasonable doubt. Well, we know that doesn't always happen, though. Adults missing is not a crime. I agree. I agree with you that adults missing is not a crime. I'm with you on that. But it is when you're on a road trip together and one of the partners drives the van home, her van, without her. That becomes a crime somewhere. That becomes somewhere that he knows what happened to her. Or a general idea of what happened to her. Because where did he get the van from? And even if the story is true, this bullshit from this TikToker, even if it's true, that he was hitchhiking far away from her for days and blah, blah, blah. Even if that's true, okay? How did he get back to the van? And where was she? Did she just disappear and he has no idea where she went? Why wouldn't you call the police then? Why wouldn't you call the police? If at that point, that's really what happened, then why didn't he say my fiance's missing? There is evidence of a crime. Jack and Jill went up a hill. Jack came down alone. A 22-year-old girl without a van is not going to be there by herself. She's not going to be in the middle of the woods by herself. Without a car, without anything. Van wasn't reported stolen. He's been using it for months. Well, the last sighting of her by her family, allegedly, was on the 25th. Here's the other thing I thought about. Is it at all entirely possible that she was gone before the 24th because he, you can upload a picture at any time. You know, I could post a picture on Instagram that's 2 years old and make it now. Is it at all entirely possible that she's gone before the 25th? And that, I don't remember, someone can help me. I don't remember if the mom said that the 25th was the last time she physically spoke to her, or if she was seen on hotel surveillance. Okay. She could have ran off with another hippie, and if that's the case, why not say anything? Why not say anything? She FaceTime on Monday at 25. Okay. If she FaceTime her, that's why I said, help me out, because I'm not 100% positive. What if she had enough of his ass and literally walked away? Do you know what the odds are that someone would walk away without the van or anything? Unless he killed her on the 25th. Now let's go with the hitchhiker story. Let's just run with that for a second. So he left her wherever she died, wherever he killed her, died, whatever, in a van, in her van or somewhere near the van. He took off because he couldn't deal with it. He didn't know what he was going to do. Didn't know if she was going to be found in 4 days since he killed her, she wasn't found. At that point, he goes back to the campsite or wherever the van and her are, where she's dead, realizes nobody has found her, nobody's found the van, nobody's reported anything, gets rid of the body, and drives the van home. There's another scenario. Just left by as anyone claims to have seen her. I agree with that too. But listen to the scenario I just said. Let me say this again. He kills her on the 25th for whatever reason. He panics. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do with her. So he leaves. Doesn't go too far, but enough to see if anybody's going to find the van or find her or anything. 4 days go by. He's heard nothing. There's no police presence. There's no nothing. He hitchhikes back to the van. He goes back to the van where she is, where she's dead somewhere. Realizes that this isn't going to work for him, and he has to get rid of the body. He gets rid of the body and drives the van back home. It's a strong possibility if you believe the hitchhiker story. That's the only way I can see the hitchhiker story working. But instead of calling 911 and reporting it, now he's created more than a huge mess. She wasn't aggressive and he was intimidating. I don't think a young tiny girl with anxiety just go off on her. Oh, I agree with that. Stop animal cruelty. Yeah, but the police still questioned her, Anita. Police questioned, they even brought her to her job or alleged job or anything. They had a fight and he had a mental break, I'm sure. I don't know. We don't know. He could have accidentally pushed her off a cliff. Is he doing the right thing morally? No, but legally there's nothing they can do. He's so afraid of being questioned. What about Hitchhiker's story? I don't believe it. I really don't. When she said Jackson Hole, thinks he thought they meant Jackson, Florida. I don't know. I'm really not buying the story. There were several butterflies in Gabby's social media post on their van, inside the van, etc. Butterflies are often signs of domestic abuse. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying it's not Mary, but I don't believe that's why she had butterfly. That to me is conspiracy. Because to me, butterflies represent death. Someone that died. Or some people just like butterflies. If he's found not guilty, what are you detectives that think he's guilty gonna do? I don't know if it was accidental on purpose. Could have pissed her off and he pushed her and she went flying off a cliff. What, he was hitchhiking, all he said he had in a backpack was just try. That's on. I just don't believe the hitchhiker story. But I'm saying a lot of people do. If you believed it, what do you think of that thought? Have a bad. That's what we're saying. Somebody brought that up last night, and I hadn't even thought about it until they said it. There is a good chance, unfortunately. He does have a history of... Oh, that's right. He does push her. I forgot about that. Good point, Aries. He has said he pushed her. I'm telling you, there's a good possibility he pushed her right off the cliff. Nobody's going to see you if you go flying off a cliff. Nobody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Butterfly, hey, Sam. Sam CW is actually the one that brought up the idea that he could kill himself. I didn't even think of it yesterday. She had his laid hands on him as well. It went both ways. I agree with that too, Ridley. I think he panicked because he didn't realize Jackson and J-Hole were the same. And something likely happened in J-Hole, so he didn't want to go there, not knowing it's the same. Are they searching for her? I'm sure the FBI is looking for her. But, I mean, you ever look at Montana? Is Jackson Hole Montana? Yeah. All right. Look at this. How are you even going to attempt to find somebody in this? This is Jackson Hole. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. Hey, Toxic. It's absolutely beautiful. But how are you going to find somebody? Jackson Hole map. Hey, I feel like Ray Hughes. They're using drones, yes. There are 6,237 people living in town of at elevation. I'm wrong. Sorry. Official guide for Grand Tent, Yellowstone, and Jackson Hole. It's 71 degrees there, which means it's probably getting cold at night. If it's 71 right now, it's probably cold at night. Rain throughout the day. Light snow tomorrow. 54, 51, 60. Oh man, this weather looks good. Lows of 24, 21, and 30. So you know what this means? Below freezing, the ground's already starting to freeze. If they don't find her soon, they're going to have to wait. Because it's going to get really cold there really fast. And that may be why he drove back to Florida. I agree with that, Columbo. I showed that yesterday, that she could, if he threw in a geyser, nobody would ever find her. But they're already talking about getting light snow. So we can rule out the possibility that she's hiking somewhere, you know, with some hippie. We can rule that out. But sadly, she won't. If they go another month or two without finding her, they're not going to find her until next year. And again, like someone said, there hasn't been one sighting of her. Not one person has said, oh, I've seen her. Yeah, I don't believe he just left her out there either. Tiffany just came up about the friend Rose I was telling you about. The friend Rose in this case, or I think Rose of the other case. I think if he had done it by accident and panicked, he would have gone home. I agree with that. But look at all these woods. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks really pretty here. He was controlling and abusive. That's debatable. We just don't know. There's no sighting of him either. Nothing. What is the area around there known as? No, not the kill zone. The zone, I covered it yesterday. I forgot the name. But it's a stretch that there's no jurisdiction. No state owns the property. It's the zone something. There's no state that owns the property. It's like not claimed by anywhere. So technically you can get away with murder and no state can do it. Tiffany just put out a video of Rose, Gabby's friend, speaking about her. Let me look. There's no sound?
That unfortunately I just found out yesterday closed down. But that was our first go-to, and then other than that.
All right, let me give you the link. I'm going to show it, but let me give you the link, Tiffany's video. And
roughly 2 years ago, I got a message on Bumble for friends, and it said, "You seem so cool. I want to be your friend. Can we be friends?" And I was like, "Of course." And from there, we started hanging out every day. And it's kind of weird to say I met her on Bumble for friends. People always laughed at us for that. But hey, glad she came into my life.
And how was your friendship? What did you do?
Well, our favorite thing was this ice cream shop that unfortunately I just found out yesterday closed down. But that was our first go-to, and then other than that, we were pretty just kind of chilling all the time, you know, just hanging out and talking, and she came everywhere with me. We joked around and said she was my, what do we call her? Emotional service human, because everywhere she went, just always cheering me up, you know.
And how soon after you first met her did you meet Brian?
It was about the second time we hung out. I went over to her house, either second or third time, and he was hanging out there, and that's when I first met him.
And what was their relationship like? Or what is their relationship like?
Thank you. On the outside, he's very charismatic, so it seems very loving, and there's no doubt in my mind that she loves him, and I know that, and from how I've always seen it, he loves her. Of course, like any relationship, there was arguments, and she'd come stay at my house when there was arguments just to get away from it, you know, and I didn't ask much questions, because if she wanted to tell me, she could tell me, you know.
How many times did she come and stay with you?
I couldn't give a number, but I mean, within the first year, I want to say at least 7 to 10 times.
Do you remember any one particular incident that she was particularly upset about?
Yeah, well, we were supposed to go line dancing. It was ladies' night, and her drive is about 30 minutes to me, and halfway there, she realized her ID was missing. And so it caused a really big argument because Brian just didn't want her to go out, and it was a jealousy issue, and it caused a huge argument between them, and she came over and cried and just talked to me about what happened and told me all that she was comfortable telling me.
Did you feel that their relationship was getting more problematic?
I do believe that their relationship, as they kept going on, was getting a little, problematic. I mean, just seemed like there was more and more arguments, and everything she did, I feel like, he thought was wrong. And even as she said in the body cam, he didn't even support her with her blog, which that's not what a fiance or boyfriend does. They support you with anything you want to do, and that in itself, made me feel like it just continued to get worse.
Brian is not talking to the police. What's your message?
I just wish him and his family would realize how serious it is, and my friend's life is at stake, and I would really just appreciate it if he would speak up. And he saw her last. If he says something, he has more information. Even just one little thing gives us a place to start. And I just wish he'd say something. If anybody knows or sees any information or thinks they have any information, please say something. We're relying on you to say something. That's all we can do right now, is hope that people say something.
All right. Thank you, Daily Mail and Tiffany, for that. All right. Couple things I got to say about that. Aries, that's not that unheard of. I have seen that a million things. I've seen people do that. My ex was very manipulative and disconnected my wire cable so I couldn't leave. I'm not saying that that's right, but it does happen. In today's day and age, with social media being the way it is, narcissism is an all-time highest, as you see on TikTok. Everybody fighting for attention in a world that everything is media attention. I just wonder, if it's more normal now than it was then, and it's not so abusive as it is now the norm, if that makes sense. I don't know if I said that right, but you kind of know. I do have a TikTok. I rarely go on it, though, Brady. I have one for business that I never even update. But to me, TikTok is total narcissists all fighting for attention. That's what TikTok to me is. And it's for kids. But didn't know I didn't know how to replace the wires. It was a trip getting her away from family and friends. Now, I can tell you, from spending so much time in the music industry and working with bands, I gotta be honest with you, being on the road is it will fuck you up. Being on the road, spending time in a van is not easy. And when you do it with somebody you're fighting with, it's only going to exasperate your emotions. It's one of the hardest things to do is TikTok. One of the hardest things to do is being on the road. That will make or break a band. Completely make or break a band. And I do wonder if that's where all this fighting came from. And, naturally in their head, they would think that, hey, let's go on a trip. Kind of like people have a baby, let's have a baby. That'll make our relationship better. And then they realize it's only going to make it 10 times worse. I think that they may have said, hey, let's do this road trip together. We're going to have a great time, not knowing the pressure of being on the road. Not knowing the head, you have to be in the right state of mind to be on the road. It's not for everybody. And most bands will fall apart before they even get signed from being on the road. That's why a lot of companies, a lot of labels will put a band on the road to see if they could survive before they put a lot of money into them. I would say 70% of the bands will break up from being on the road. It's very, very hard. Yeah, it's not glamorous. It's just not glamorous. It's very, very, very hard. And I really do think that that's a huge part of it. Of what caused, their downfall. Still pissed at UT police having her sleep in the van and getting him out. No, they got her a hotel, I believe. But that whole interaction was insane. That was the most craziest interaction I've seen between a cop and not a suspect, but somebody else. They fought a lot of van life people. A lot of people do it alone. A lot of people do it alone because it's much easier to do it alone. I mean, think about it. Could you be locked? All right. When me and the kids used to travel a lot, we'd go to hotels. Now, I know a lot of people that got separate hotels for the kids. I was not one of those. We got one hotel. Imagine being locked in a hotel in one room that's the size of a bathroom for months. You would lose your mind. You would fight. It's even in a hotel, you're like, all right, take the kids swimming, or I'm going to get soda, I'm something. You got to get out. And you know you're only in a hotel for, what, a week? But taking the kids to Disney, after 5 days, it's like, woof, time to get away from these kids. I need a vacation out of another vacation. You know, that's just normal. So when you're in a van with somebody, you better either really get along with them or have enough space that you don't have to look at them. And I think they were too young, and that's what happened. I went on a weekend trip with my family. I wanted to pull my hair out. See, there you go. But a lot of van lifers do it by themselves, so they don't have the stress of being with somebody else. But Lori, that's what I'm saying. I have, like, my instincts tell me that she probably wanted to, they probably thought doing this road trip would be great and it would, you know, make their relationship better. Yeah, no shit, Brady. They alleged called an engagement. Yeah, they got engaged on July 2nd or July 20th of 2020. It's not the glamorous van life they show on Instagram. No, it's very hard. I'm telling you, I do think it played a huge part in their downfall. Now, what he did to her or what happened to her, that I can only estimate. She's reporting a police scanner just reported suicide. Yeah, but Facebook is such bullshit. So Facebook comes up with the biggest bullshit. Like, you can't even believe anything on Facebook. Let me go to WFLA, because that's who will have it. Yeah, WFLA hasn't reported anything. Hey, Kim. Exactly, young couple and they both seemed off to me. Neither one of them seemed like they had, you know, all screws going to the top. All right, 13 minutes ago, update.
As far as you can with your company and as long as you can with your company.
That's what
So I'm begging you right now to make this story as big as you can.
I guess this is her dad, maybe?
So I'm begging you right now to make this story as big as you can with your company, as bright as you can with your company, as far as you can with your company, and as long as you can with your company.
That's what we're asking for.
Pull strings, ask for favors. I don't care what it takes. Please, I'm begging you to do that. When it comes to the viewer, I'm talking to you all, everyone that's watching this right now. If you know, and you know what, I'm going back to you for a second. Please make sure you have the 1-800 number for the tips up for the FBI or the Suffolk County. Every viewer that's watching this, you know, look at every picture that you're going to see on this screen. Watch the video. Let her face burn it into your memory. Let the way she stands, talks, walks. You know, holds the peace signs up. She's got the let it be on her forearm with the crescent wave, or the vines with the scorpion on the middle finger. You know, and the triangle with the flowers on her forearm. So, you know, burn those images into your memory when you're driving down the road or you're hiking a trail. If you think you see her, call a tip line. Give her the phone. Hey, listen, your parents are looking for you. Here you go. If you see, something on the side of the road that just looks odd to you. If it's safe, please stop it and take a look. You know, if there are birds circling and you just want to see what that is and it's safe to do so, go investigate that. Let us know. If you don't want to, shoot a tip out to the FBI or the Suffolk County. We'll handle it. Their job is to go through those tips, and they are really good at their job. Yeah. So please do that. I'm begging everyone right now to do that. All right, keep pushing that social media presence. Keep her face on your screens, on your Instagrams, on your Snapchats. Until she's brought home, we got to do this.
All right, that was one update. Pablos, just give me a general. Sometimes he's a little slow and it's hard to follow. Well, in other news, Colorado school shooter was sentenced to 1,200 years in prison. In other news. All right,
so
that
I'm begging
was
you right now to.
All right. 2 hours ago, they already reported that. Large Law Entertainment search on the way. We got that already. All right, JB hasn't posted since July. Northport Police 8 minutes ago. Additional photos. Hold on. Oh, you guys are looking already. Additional photos. For Brian around the Carlton Reserve area, if you've seen him, call the FBI. These are all from yesterday. All from yesterday. All right. Hello world, I'm Gabby, Petito's dad. Please help me find her. She's missing and we need everyone to find her. Please keep sharing and praying. Let's see if he updated anything.
What I think about Leslie, definitely empowered. Like, I don't know, she's just so thoughtful. She's very quick on her feet, and
that's literally perfect. I just got it. Wonderful. You didn't even know. Okay. What is something that you're excited for this summer? You're like, oh, we have to go.
I love all the events that we do down here in the summer, like Live After 5. I'm excited for all the...
It doesn't matter to me to talk about it, so
okay,
that's perfect.
Yeah, we have seen it. That's what I'm saying, Kay. If it was anything legit, the news would be all over it. The news hasn't said a word. I think it's Facebook bullshit.
In front of you, and now you're on the camera. Okay. And you're just gonna say happy birthday, Noel. Okay. So, just wait a second. I gotta center it. Okay, ready, set, go.
Happy birthday, Noel.
I can't find one news station to actually report it. That's why I'm looking on Twitter.
Are you ready for today? I have to eat. This guy has to eat.
I have to.
All bad.
I smell worse.
Yeah, like I have to have it.
I have furious pits.
Just stay there and just stand.
I don't know why Father posted that. I'm not getting a strike. Oh, that's old. I didn't even realize that. FBI Denver. Yeah, there's not one person reporting this. This was all from yesterday. He's the one I was looking at originally. He's reposted the interview that we watched already. Yeah, I don't believe that story. It was on Facebook. There's nothing, nobody's reporting it. FBI says they're conducting ground surveys in areas of Grand Teton National Park, and they are relevant to the investigation into Gabrielle's disappearance. Do not have the phones. Yeah, there's nothing. Facebook used to be a good source for info, not anymore. Then how come nobody's reporting it, Kay? There's not a person reporting it. And they wouldn't know it's a suicide until they did an autopsy. Wow, that's sad. You ever watch the channel True Tragedy? She claims Gabby is talking to her. Is she a light person? I have no idea. What do you mean a light person? Is she white? Yeah, she's blonde. There's been times he was ready to knock it. Exactly, Janessa. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's pretty. Yeah, there's nothing. Saw that already. Saw that already. So I think I covered everything. Actually, Kathy, there's tons of missing kids. Like I said yesterday, I don't know why some go viral and some don't. They're looking in right here in Northport, Florida. I think it's Sarasota County. If they found a body, it would be all over the news. Because it looks like they're just reiterating what we've already seen.
And tips have been submitted about Gabby's disappearance.
A Spring Hill couple on vacation in Wyoming gave us a tip about it tonight. They told us they are certain that they saw Petito's white van last month. Justin Schecker continuing our team coverage from Northport Police Department, where it continues to rain. I know it's raining down there, but a lot going on, Justin.
A lot going on, Jennifer and Keith. Good evening to you both. This couple from Spring Hill was visiting Grand Teton National Park on August 25th. That is the same day Gabby's mom says she last spoke with her daughter.
I feel so bad for this family.
When Shannon Baker from Spring Hill learned about the search for Gabby Petito, right away she says she recognized the white Ford van. She posted a comment on a Yellowstone Facebook page she follows.
The very next day, an investigator friend, retired police officer of the father, sent me a messenger message. So I called him back.
Baker says she let him know she and her husband spotted the van around 5 p.m. on August 25th at the Jenny Lake parking area in Grand Teton National Park.
They added the roof rack and that, you know, the ladder on the back, and then we saw the Florida tag. And it was funny because you didn't see a lot of Florida tags out there.
The family investigator told her
another park goer believes he may have seen her.
Tonight, the FBI shared a new missing person poster, and pictures of Petito and the van are now posted throughout the popular Wyoming park. The sheriff's office there and the National Park Service are conducting a physical search for any sign of Gabby. Petito's stepfather, Jim Schmidt, is also in Wyoming.
We've just been out here basically handing out some flyers for the most part.
Schmidt calls it unfathomable that Brian Laundrie, Gabby's fiance and the only police person of interest, has not cooperated with this investigation.
You refer to her as the love of your life. Everything seemed to be happy. You were on a cross-country trip with her, and suddenly you're silent. Why? Why are you silent?
Exactly.
Whatever may or may not have happened, you need to speak up.
Baker tells 8 on Your Side she hopes other park visitors come forward with tips that can help solve this mystery that's captivating the country.
Somebody out there probably has something on their phone or their camera. They have to. There were so many people there.
But the problem is, what are they looking for? We already know that she is out there. All right. People are reporting they have heard nothing. All right. Without Borders, can you send it to me? Email it to Hey Daisy. Mary read Twitter post about an hour ago. I uploaded a video of Gabby's friend. Yeah, I already got that already. What Twitter post, sister? Facebook post.
And while there's a lot of activity going on over at the Laundrie home, it has been quiet tonight here at the Northport Police Department.
Email. Okay. Hey, Will. They gave her the keys to her van, took him to a hotel. At Killer Crimes, I said the same thing. I've been saying that since yesterday. I was like, he gives me Chris Watts vibes. He really does. All right, let me take a look. You said Mary Reid. The only Mary Reid I found hasn't done anything since 2016. Is there proof he traveled home alone? No, there is no proof. The only proof is that he went to his parents' house alone. All right, let me take a look. You DM me or hold on. Denise, you Facebooked or email? Email, okay. All right. Body found in area by search terms looking Brian, not confirmed to be him, tuned into police dispatch. Body found by suicide in area by search terms looking Brian.
So, new at 11, the U.S. Department of Education is launching a civil rights investigation here in Florida. The federal agency says it's looking into whether the state's ban on school mask mandates puts children with disabilities at higher risk for contracting COVID-19. Today, an appeals court ruled in favor of Governor Ron DeSantis, allowing his administration to take action against districts that enforce mandates without allowing parents to opt
Why
their
I keep
kids out.
losing these?
Right now, both Hillsborough and Sarasota County schools have imposed strict mandates in violation of state rules.
All right. I'm going to get back to my mail. All right, police scanner.
So Some major Bay Area employers are following the
What
new
the
order
fuck?
from the White House to require vaccines for their workers.
This announcement is facing backlash from demonstrators who say getting the shot should be an individual choice. Justin Shecker live outside Tampa General Hospital tonight with more on the debate over mandates. Justin.
Jen and Keith, good evening to you both. This is one of 3 Bay Area hospital systems that is now making vaccines
now I really can't find it.
for their employees. As the president promotes his new vaccine mandate for 100 million Americans,
we're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated co-workers.
Florida's governor is pushing back.
To take people's
I don't
jobs
even
and
see it.
livelihoods away from them with no force of law.
I got it. Alright, finally. Let's see, where the fuck did that come from? I gotta stop using too many windows. Alright, let's get back to this. Where am I?
If you want some pepper silly meat, you do you. Or smoke sauces for a treat, you do you. Start collect.
That's what I get when I hit play on that. Alright, I'm getting... Oh, it's an ad. It's not doing anything. It's showing, but nothing's happening. $25 seconds. Let me try starting it over. Alright. Which one? Oh, I guess this one. I'm not getting any sound. How come there's no sound? Play, you will only hear them when they speak.
North Port 1 William 11, 1074.
Yeah, well, thank you.
No, it doesn't let you rewind.
Dispatcher 5708 from 74.
10-4.
10-4.
Does anyone have the exact clip? Anyone have the exact clip? Well, this is exciting. I hate police scanners. They are so boring.
Northport 3, Edward 12, 1074.
Over.
Northport 3, Edward 15, 1074.
Over.
Northport 1, Edward 19, 1074.
Over. So we will 4B 51 to the 38 Motel 6.
I'm on 751.
Yeah, but we don't know if it's them. Someone who has Twitter has been following us. See if Twitter has reported anything yet. I'm just not buying it. I mean, Sarasota is a pretty big county. Body found, no identification yet. Where did you see that? They would know if it was him. They would say, we think it might be. Have any of the news reported it yet? I'm gonna look. Hang on. I'll be right back.
Deputy.
5708.
Florida, David Frank Tom, David 86, Venice East, Lake of the Woods.
Venice East, Lake of the Woods, so far.
Police aren't even, the news isn't even speculating on it yet. I don't know. I'm just not buying it.
5106 dispatch.
5106, go ahead.
Gonna have a black male, 1015, 1019.
Yeah.
I agree, Kay. Media would have something. FLA has been reporting this nonstop. But Sam, that's because people run with rumors. Oh, it's in a Facebook group? It must be true. Thank you. That's what I said.
Report 1 Edward 11, 1074.
Unidentified body found is not true. I just found a post on Facebook debunking it. It's Sarasota County. That's why I'm telling you guys, people will do anything for 10 minutes of fame.
Dispatching an area of bypass and center reference to signal for unknown injuries.
5119 Overbrook.
It's going to be near Bonefish, 1681 US 41 bypass south, across the center road. Cars advising in the parking lot near Bonefish, a white older convertible left the scene onto Shamrock, unknown direction of travel. The victim still sent 12 on a dark blue Kia Soul.
10-4.
523697 in the area.
Cover.
52647. You can put me on that crash. Visual 19 to 20.
19 cover.
10-4.
Here's an interesting statistic. Sarasota County has more suicides than the U.S. They have some of the highest rate of suicides. Can you stream his house?
Dispatcher 5117 from 74.
In a live view?
Careful.
Only if someone's there.
Cover.
Only if the news...
5708 from 74.
10-4, 10-6.
Cover.
I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of stuff is bullshit. And I would never report on it like other people do without confirming it. I get so aggravated when people run on rumors.
5238 1097.
Cover.
Alright, well, let me take a look, Kill Crimes.
Northport 1 William 11, 1074 still.
Copy.
Damage to the right front and passenger side of the vehicle.
Copy. 5119, 51 to 13.
Cover.
What news is outside his house? Because I'm looking at the other one and nothing. Brian Enton on Twitter did a live outside his house and streamed 25 minutes ago. Alright, let me go to Brian.
$5117 to 5238. If you haven't already, you can 23. That's 26. We're on a separate call now. Thank you.
Nah, that was 21 hours ago. That was yesterday.
PSA 210-8.
10-4 PSA2.
Oh, no, you're right. 25 minutes ago.
Okay, so we left the wildlife area where the search is happening right now, which is like 10 minutes from here. We're back at Ryan Laundrie's parents' house. Pretty quiet today. The only thing that's happened here today from what we know is Ryan Laundrie's dad came out and got the mail earlier. See, his mailbox is right here. So he came out, got the mail. Reporter shouted some questions at him.
Hey, I don't do conspiracies like that. I need solid proof.
Into the house.
I'm not being negative.
For people
I
saying,
just
look,
don't
the
do
neighbors with
Facebook
ring, ask for
bullshit.
Footage. Yes, we've tried that. Hasn't produced anything yet.
Dispatch any in the area zone 13, Malden, and Mauna Loa for possible 22.
The interesting thing about the Mustang is it was here. It was not here on
5210 from Beaver 41.
And then it appeared on Wednesday. It must have happened late in the night when we weren't here because we noticed that the Mustang popped up on Wednesday, by the way.
Possible 22. Female showed up advising heart problems, rescues en route. Unknown what 22.
You can see media out here. Lots of
26.
Set up even tents.
5121 P94 from Tatum Ridge.
And 451.
Can you imagine if you look outside and this is what's outside your front
Kind
door?
of strange side note. So someone ordered 8 pizzas for the media. Someone in Oregon called and ordered 8 pizzas for the media from Domino's and had them delivered to this location.
5264 is in the
all
area.
the
I'll check
photographers
east
have
on
been really
camera.
happy eating pizza. So whoever in Oregon sent pizza.
38 to 64. At the time of the crash, the top was down on the convertible, just for
I
distinguishing
think they also
information.
sent pizza specifically to the police too, the anonymous person.
Copy.
It was Benny. Benny delivered pizzas.
Not nearly as many people out here today. Partly because when we tried to go down
5764,
here,
5264. I'm westbound on Shamrock from Center
down
now.
there. Kind of walk down a little bit and zoom in. You see way down
38,
there,
do you have
there's
a
that
time
police
lapse?
car in the middle of the road. So they've blocked off the road where Ryan Laundrie's parents' house are. They let the media through, but I think
It was immediately before the time of the crash.
what happened
or
yesterday
the time of the call.
again with the people with the bullhorns and all of that. Obviously the neighbors. We're not happy about that.
Dispatch 5117, 1074 still.
10-4
So
clear.
the person asking about drones, no drones here at the house, but I did see at least one drone about an hour ago when we were over at the wildlife refuge. So they're definitely using drones. They've got ATVs. There was like a swamp buggy. Florida Fish and Wildlife had all of their trucks out there, so there was a lot of resources.
Northport 3, Edward 10, 1074.
People are asking about this suicide. Apparently someone heard on a scanner of a suicide. I haven't heard anything about that. I'm assuming at this point it's unrelated. We haven't heard anything from police about that.
There you go. Brian N just said it. Police haven't said anything. Nobody has said anything. So it's probably not related. But the scanner, I have the scanner running in the background. They did say that it's something.
Dispatch. 1097 jail. Ending mileage 69.
Never.
Yeah, so people asking about the evidence and the police being here yesterday. So what we found out today is Brian Laundrie's parents called the FBI, said they wanted them to come over to talk about Brian Laundrie's disappearance. Basically said all they would talk about is their son's disappearance. They wouldn't talk about Gabby. They had the lawyer on speakerphone.
All right. You guys are saying what? Put on what? Fox 4 Dallas? Why would they be in this? Fox 13 News is live. On Twitter or just in general?
Bench 5121, 5210. We might have not involved 2 white females, 165, another 30 to 40. Both left on foot in opposite directions from the location. One's wearing black and white striped pajamas, no shoes. Second's wearing black athletic pants.
5210 copies. 21 Centro.
Okay, you're on Facebook, because I'm going to say, like, there's nothing on Fox 13 Tampa Bay other than what's already posted. But let me try Facebook. You said Fox 13 Tampa. All right.
Northport 1 William 10, 1074.
All right, here we go. I was like, what are you guys watching? There's no volume? Is there any volume or no?
Six 106 dispatch 1097 North Jail 106.
Alright, there's no sound. I just want to make sure that it wasn't me. Yeah, so they're just showing an aerial view. But he's not a suspect or anything. So they can waste all this manpower. However, they can't bring him in for questioning.
5106,
Okay.
reference request 1091.
There's logic.
Copy, thank you.
All this manpower.
out there.
But they can't question him.
10-4, 5121.
Make that make sense. No, they didn't show a body. Get rid of the troll. This has to infuriate. Oh, I agree. Yeah, but I'm saying, Jenny, look at all the manpower they're putting in this.
21 to 5210.
This is crazy manpower. And yet they can't question
Check the area. Unable to locate. It's probably known subject to 4155 Poland. I'll be checking shortly. 26. I'm also in the area. I'll check. It's over.
Yeah, 25,000 acres. And the thing is, even from an aerial view, you can't see anything.
It's 121 dispatch. 5121, go ahead.
White male with no shoes and black jogging pants or something. Are they talking about on the scan?
4183 Malden 10.
It's crazy, though. You literally can't even see it. You can't see anything from an aerial. Apparently, the police have found a body. Looks like suicide. Not according to news reports. Look at that. It could be anywhere.
I'll be out with 21.
Yeah.
Alright, live video is ended. Alright, let me take a look. Alright. Let's go back to Twitter. Outside Laundrie home. WFLA has nothing now. Like, nothing about Gabby at all. Very weird. There we go. Let's see. Justin posted. Mothers reveal the creepy the guy gets.
Northport 1, Edward 16, 1074.
Alright, Justin hasn't reported anything.
A major turn of events in the search for Gabby Petito, as Gabby Petito's fiance and the person of interest in her disappearance, Brian Laundrie,
Northport 1, William 10.
William 10.
Can you make 75 with dispatch?
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing. someone could point me to a news station that reported it, I'm all ears.
Dispatch 5121, 5210, 1074.
That wasn't just.
10.
And actually, I saw someone say, you know, he's so much of a narcissist. A narcissist wouldn't run like this. A narcissist would, you know, call and say, she this, you know, she was there. They would think he can get away with it. I don't think he's a narcissist. I think he's scared to death. I put pics in Discord of what she thinks is a body. It looks way too flat. Alright, let me take a look. Let's see. Okay. Is this what you think is a body? Hold on, let me move it. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's not a body.
Dispatch, I'm 30, show 51 to 49 hours up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a body. So if there was something different, let me know. They're showing more of a search for him than they are showing of the search for her in Wyoming. That's because they don't know if she's in Wyoming. They don't know where to begin to look. He could have dropped her off somewhere on the side. That's why they don't know where to go. Yeah, that's not a body. You have the police telling them to go their way. He told her to go to some place where she can get a shower for $4. Val, I'm listening, hon. But there's nothing, no news reporting anything. Hey, Reagan. What's this? Okay, so it's just been brought to my attention that there's some other bullshit going around.
5107, 1065, 22.
And posted a picture of somebody. Next thing you know, people are gonna say that there's fucking that, you know, Chris Watts did it. This is so ridiculous.
40 to 50-year-old white female causing a single 22 out front.
51, 1994.
Oh my God, Jonathan Levy just is holy fuck. Guys, do me a favor, please be careful who you listen to on YouTube. Because now there's rumors about Jonathan Lee Riches, who's like, I'm not even going to get into it. But they're saying that, they were the ones using the bullhorns and everything. It's so, just be careful who you watch. For real. Nobody saw him yesterday. There was no neighbor that saw him yesterday. It's just more fucking rumors. Ridiculous rumors. Clickbait and views. Marty, I want to interview him. Not Jimmy Hoffa, because we know he's under Giant Stadium. But I said I want to interview Sammy the Bull. One of my Patreons said she'll hook it up. I said I do. First thing I'm going to ask him, where is Jimmy Hoffa? Thank you, Kay. Who are your favorite YouTubers? Me. No. I don't know. Just be careful. Some of the bigger channels, I want to say bigger channels that got their name from Chris Watts, lie a lot. And will run with any rumor possible just to get clicks and views. Just be careful. Really, honestly, just be careful. Anyone that build their channel on Chris Watts, be careful of. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, there's nothing. Saw a bald man, looks like a MAGA hat in the frame of the video. Don't believe it. Exactly. A lot of following and unfollowing. Oh, you saw that without borders? Yeah, it's bullshit. The latest is not much latest. Let me go to Brian Enton on Twitter. All right. Neighbors, he posted 8 minutes ago. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know the point of this other than people want to see something.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait for some more people to join, but we came to the backside of Brian Laundrie's house.
Thank you, Julia.
The house right here. I'm just gonna get up on here for a second. So this is the backside of the house. This is the backside of Brian Laundrie's parents' house. We haven't seen it yet. Screened in area. The blinds are open on the backside, and I mean, there's definitely places where someone could leave out the back.
Looks like my backyard.
I've only been on the front side until now, but the neighbor in the back was nice enough to say that we could come in his backyard and shoot. Do you mind if I ask you a question on here? Okay. Because the some of my followers are asking, like, have you seen anything strange?
Hold up. So I say it's not true and people don't believe me. Chasing says it's not true and now everyone believes it. That's a problem. Big problem. I'm just playing.
Nothing strange. Wasn't even aware it was happening in my backyard, my own backyard, until yesterday morning.
Because he lives right on the other side of your fence. Did you ever see the parents ever? Or?
Just the father one time spoke to me about cutting some tree. I was cutting the tree over here, and he came and talked to me about trimming these, and I told him I'd take care of it this summer. This winter when I took the fence down, I cleaned it all out.
So it was just kind of normal stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff. Seemed like a really nice guy. I don't know if
1024, 106. Do we call that the line?
Do you think if Brian Laundrie was there, which we don't know that he was, but if he was, could he have come out through your yard?
Anything is possible. I mean, I'm in and out. I could have left.
52 from this dispatch. Can you
Yeah.
give me my phone number? Call
Strange situation.
That'd be 342-0127.
Can I turn off the scanner? Because there's really nothing being said. Do you guys want me to leave it on the background or not? Yeah, they're still looking, Reagan. Yes, what? Leave it on or turn it off? You want me to leave it on?
Yeah.
Or turn it off? No what? Turn it off? Off. Okay, good. Thank God. Alright.
Situation. Yeah. Really strange. Well, thank you for letting us come back here. I'm just going to get a few more shots. So, this is the fence. And then over here, that's the house. For the people saying ask him about Brian, he doesn't know Brian. So like he wouldn't be able to talk about Brian at all. Do you have any of your own security cameras?
Yeah, but it's pointing to this door here.
It's just so you wouldn't have caught it. Okay. Climb up here again. So again, this is the back of the house. The houses do not have basements, right? Oh, sorry, he's on the phone. I'm assuming they don't have basements. Houses in Florida don't normally have basements. Yes, it's hot here. So describe what I can see. Well, this is the back of Brian's house. There's a screened-in patio. There's more windows. There's a door. The blinds are open back here, whereas in the front they're closed. But no one's outside or anything like that. Okay. That's all for now.
Alright, that's all there was. Alright, let me file Brian here. Yeah, there's nothing. California's got wildfires. Again, Three Rivers, California. Nothing there. Talking about the rain. Alright, I think we're up to date.
Your mom.
Believe me, hillbilly, I'm not. Hearing they blocked off the street to Brian's parents' house as we speak. Okay. Who blocked it off? Where are you
And we're
seeing
learning
it?
more about a tool of last resort for local hospitals treating.
Where are you seeing it? Everything from the Christopher Laundrie and Roberta Laundrie family is a web of lies. The news guy just said they blocked it off to keep out the people who were yelling last night. All right, where are you guys getting that? All right, yesterday. This was all from a couple of days ago, 8 hours ago, 3 hours ago. $5 hours ago. You're up to date. Oh, I just played it. Just reading stuff in a group. Yeah, no, they just said that. I wonder why FLA has nothing. Let's see, Justin. Yeah, they got nothing. All right, 1 hour ago, update. FBI Denver. FBI and our partners at the National Park Service, Teton County Sheriff's Office, and Jackson Police Department are currently conducting ground surveys in areas of Grand Teton National Park that are relevant to the investigation into Gabby's disappearance. That was 1 hour ago. They're also looking for people who committed violence at the Capitol.
Adios.
Where you going?
Bye, guys.
Bye, hon. Have fun. Shut up. Hush. It's an active, ongoing investigation. We ask the public to maintain distance from any law enforcement personnel, equipment, vehicles, and their related activity for the safety of the public in these remote areas to protect the integrity of their work. Light blue shirt, khaki shorts, male seen in woods on scanner. I heard they have phone records. See, you guys told me to turn off the scanner. Creative News guy just said they blocked it. Teton. Teton. Alright. Guys, I can't find anything else. FBI updated. Let's see. Joseph Petito, her dad hasn't updated. Justin Checker hasn't updated. I don't think there's anything happening for a while. I'm looking. Where's my JB? Oh, we got Miami. All right. So I don't understand though. JB looks like he hasn't posted since July or June, which is very weird. He must have, I don't know. Something happened. Because he was on it last night. Police were not following him, no. Yes. Police said they knew where he was, and it was a big, you know, foot in their mouth because they didn't. All right. Reddit's talking about... Yeah, there's nothing. There's no updates. I'm on the website. I'm on everywhere. There's nothing. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut down for a little while. I have to get these candles out and wrapped and everything. So I am going to shut down for a little while. I'll be back later. If anything happens, Patreons will let me know. And I will go live again. But right now I have to get stuff done. I've been on like 3 hours. So, he had a thing for not wearing shoes. That is true. He did have a thing for not wearing shoes. He liked hiking without shoes. We don't know if Brian Ada's gone. We have no idea. But on that note, I am going to shut down. Like I said, I've been on about 3 hours. I will see you guys later. If there's an update, someone will let me know. So definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get notifications. And I will see you guys tonight. All right? I'll see you guys later. Peace. And thank you guys for super chats and PayPals. And I'll see you guys.